citizens of the world. Welcome to the Feminist Tea Party. I am Charlie.
And I'm Maggie.
Today we are drinking Mango Madness.
Last week while we were shooting, I remember you were like, oh, have you heard of like the Turner, like this Brooke Turner guy?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Like what happened? He was like, oh, like he raped this girl, but he's only getting 6 months in jail. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
And
it's a story that's been going around for a while, but people
Yeah.
are really paying attention. There's so many letters going around, open letters, about this case.
if this is not white privilege, I don't know what is. Like, there's just no other explanation for why he is getting not only 6 months now, it's been reduced to 3, which is so, yes, it's been reduced to 3.
He was supposed to get at least 2 years, and Judge, what was his name? Aaron Persky cut it down to 6 because of unusual circumstances. He was young, there was intoxication, and he didn't have like a record, so they cut that shit down from 2 years to 6 and on to 3.
If he was any other color.
Oh, fuck out of here.
The fact that there are people agreeing with this, or the fact that there's actually somebody trying to like defend his actions. We see the female victim come out and say oh, my attacker did this and this and the other thing. There's always like this backlash of like, oh, she's lying. This whole thing of like being intoxicated. People get intoxicated all the time, but not everybody rapes other people.
Y'all, listen.
Like, I think anybody that does something like that is, 1, probably has done it before, and 2, will do it again. I do believe in that. I don't feel like it's just this one-time thing. And
what we have here is an A-grade case of rape culture. And guess what? You know what? Brock Turner, 2 years, 6 months, 3 months. That's like 80% more time than most rapists get. Because guess what? Most rapists get no fucking time.
because they're not reported.
And why aren't they reported? Because she deserved it. We were drinking, so it was just a night of fun. I don't know how many times we can say what she was wearing or what he was wearing, because men get raped as well,
Yes.
has nothing to do with being raped. What we were drinking had nothing to do with being raped. Where she was, where she wasn't, where her friends were, that has nothing to do with being raped.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that causes rape
Are rapists.
is a rapist. And that could be a woman, that could be a man. Unfortunately, in this world, a lot of them are men.
I believe that it takes a certain type of human, or like something up here, for you to do that to someone else. Like I don't feel like, oh, this can just happen. We shouldn't be treating this case as like oh, just like water under the bridge. Like, oh, like, oh, it happens, it's college, or like it happens, they're frat boys, or like it happens, it has alcohol mixed in.
It is what it is. Ella se lo buscó. Porque se metió en ese party. She was wearing a fucking cardigan.
Stanford University had, if I'm not mistaken, it was a big sign that says,
Oh yeah,
Rapist
graduation.
at graduation, and it's
Good for you.
yeah, good for that graduating class to like actually held this particular person accountable, because usually the universities and the students and like, no, not here,
Not our student.
not at Stanford,
Not our campus.
no, not our campus.
Rape can happen anywhere, and it can happen to anyone. I mean, it sucks. It is so shit, and it's very uncomfortable. And there are spectrums of what you agree with and what you don't, but the important thing is to have that conversation. So there was a valedictorian. She went to McKinney Boyd High School in Texas, and her name is Larissa Martinez. She was giving her valedictorian speech, coming out of the shadows to say that I am an undocumented immigrant.
I was hesitant to speak about this here today because of the great divide of opinions concerning the topic of immigration in America. The most important part of the debate, and the part most often overlooked, is the fact that immigrants, undocumented or otherwise, are people too.
You know, the positive of this is that there are young people out there that are changing the conversation, and they are being an example of like, hey, I'm a great student. I'm going to Yale. I might be undocumented, but I'm an asset to, you know, the society. So
Yeah.
let's not have the conversation of immigrants be so negative.
And the meme that I love the most is, you know how like Donald Trump called these like illegal people that come here, undocumented people that come here, rapists. And then there was like a picture of her, I think it was her and like other undocumented people. It's like, this is not a rapist, and then this is, and it had a picture of Brock.
Oh, good. Oh my God, that is amazing.
I love that meme. Highlights. Yes, it is possible to have some highlights in this, in these couple of weeks. My highlight for the week was watching this video by the cast of Kinky Boots called Just Pee. And it was a response to this, the law that we're trying to pass for the bathrooms, the transgender like bathroom laws, and
House Bill 2 in North Carolina.
yes, I love the fact that they I don't like when people like use their talents and their stuff like for good, and the song was like super catchy, and
It really was.
yeah. That made me happy because it also like brought like kind of like this humor to the conversation, and it reminded me a lot about your argument and what you always say. It's like, these people are just literally, they're trying to use the bathroom.
And speaking of Broadway, I might cry. So the Tonys were yesterday. Yesterday was a dark day for the gay community. I mean, in America in general, but a lot of Broadway, it is made up of, you know, the LGBT community, and they celebrate that. I'm a huge Hamilton fan. I am a dedicated, humble observer, lover of Lin-Manuel Miranda. Shit ton of awards for him. And a lot of the cast won as well, and something that was very, very, so awesome and so refreshing and just so warming to see was that the 4 main categories in musicals were won by people of color. Renee Elise Goldsberry, Daveed Diggs, Leslie Odom Jr., which I love you, Lynn, but I'm so glad that he won, and Cynthia Erivo, who has her voice. She won for The Color Purple. Holy shit, her voice is fucking amazing. I love you guys. I love you guys so much. And it was on the opening number as well when James Corden was saying, it doesn't matter who you are, you can have a place on Broadway. That's not entirely true necessarily just yet.
We're getting there.
It's great that we get this conversation going and we move forward and we see more people of color.
See you next week.
See y'all next week.